Who says that maintaining a Porsche has to be expensive? Well, if you were to go to my mechanic like I did and ask them how much it costs for new brake pads and rotors, new air oil separator, an oil change, cabin air filter, and engine air filter, they would tell you about $4,600. But I think we can do a little bit better than that. So I came to my friend Colin's house because he has a garage and I don't. And today we are going to do some Porsche maintenance with a massive cost savings. Let's get started. So I rated FCP Euro. We've got a bunch of kits for all of this stuff. So we've got rotors and pad kits front and rear with all of the little bolts and screws and sensors that you could possibly need. Then we have an oil change kit. So this comes with all of the liquid moly that you would possibly need, as well as a drain plug, and here it is. We got an oil filter as well. Then we've got an AOS here, and this one is actually OEM Porsche branded. I ordered just like the cheapest generic one, but I guess I got an OEM one that would have been like $1,000 billion. And of course we have a cabin air filter and an engine air filter. So this is a pretty decent set of upgrades, and as I mentioned earlier, my mechanic wanted $4,500 before tax to do all of this stuff. So let's see. Is it really that difficult, or can you do it at home? All right, so before we get started, we're gonna do a quick code scan with this Topdon RT-Diag 600S. They sent this to me a little while back. This guy is super nifty and it gives you plenty of information here. All of these are just nonsense little error codes that come up when you disconnect a battery. I also have Apple CarPlay modded on my head unit, and that can cause some of these like instrument cluster or PSM things. So everything looks good there. Let's power that off and let's get started with the brakes. So these rotors are the original ones that I've had on the car since I got it. I don't know how old they are, but they're definitely a little lipped here at the edge. So definitely want to get those replaced. I think it had a pad slap before because the pads are pretty new. The rotors are not. Yeah, some things they make easy, some things they don't. Jack points, they do make easy. The special keyed lug nut. This comes in the front of the car in the little toolkit that you get here. It has its own little hole right there so that nobody can steal your wheels, I guess, unless they can get in your trunk. But it also comes with a little fix-a-flat kit, a tire pump, which is surprising. We have a tow hook and a little Porsche embossed toolkit here with like a Phillips head and a flathead screwdriver. It's kind of useless, but this is something that you definitely need if you want to do anything on a Porsche. So check that you have it. Oh God, look at the brake dust. Wait, look, if I roll it, you can see it just sliding down. Yeah, we definitely need some new brakes. With the wheels off, you can really see how grooved these rotors are. But as we started disassembling, we noticed that the pad wear sensors were not where they're supposed to be. In the back, behind the rotor?
It's supposed to go in the brake pad. So
they just
in the top
didn't bother doing that.
They just either use brake pads that don't have a hole for it, or just they know what they're doing.
Well, I guess we can improve on that.
All right, so it looks pretty simple. You just punch this pin out here.
Okay.
And this spring clamp will come out. This hook goes down. That's originally supposed to hold this wire for the sensor.
What's so close?
I think
it's past the spring, yeah. There we go.
Normally, if it didn't have a big old lip here, you just pull these out straight.
Oh yeah, they did really put those nice convenient little mounting points there for you to clamp.
See, now it comes right
Wow.
out.
Super easily. Let's see what these pads look like.
They actually don't look bad. They're Brembo OEM pads.
They are, wow. They put new Brembo pads on old lipped rotors.
All right, now we just have to remove these Phillips head screws.
Bingo. Yeah, so the holes on this guy go in the opposite direction. So that's our left, that's our right. I'll hold it in place with one of these.
Yep, that's a good idea.
I like the miscellaneous tools $2 barcode on it.
I know. Okay, now our caliper is ready to go.
All right.
So one goes
Yeah,
here.
you get one in there and then it loops around.
And then it loops around. Okay,
Yep.
interesting. And how
Right.
this works is it just rubs through when you get too low. It's one-time use, but this is still good, so.
This has a sensor for each pad, for each wheel, so 8 total for the car. Well, I guess you'll know everything you need to know. Caliper bolts at 63 foot-pounds of torque. There
It wasn't
we go.
Newton meters, was it?
No. But it just says brake pad sensor on both. Doesn't say which. Confusingly, the front brake wear sensors had different part numbers and they weren't labeled which one was left or right. So we had to go on the website, find the kit, and then look at the individual part number to see where they're supposed to go. I don't know if it actually matters though. They looked basically the same to me. But with one wheel already done, I was confident that Colin had taught me everything I needed to know. Almost. Let me get this out.
Let me get in there and...
With the front wheels both done, we jacked up the rear of the car. So while Colin's back there working on the right wheel, I'm gonna replace the intake filter, which is underneath our engine cover. I've already taken that one off on the silver Cayman, so pretty easy. So the AOS is right on the top front of the engine there. We're gonna have to take off this other panel behind the seats to get to it, but first we're gonna do the air filter, which is right in here. There's our old air filter, new one on the right. Honestly, old one was not too bad. It's not super duper clogged up, but might as well replace it. It's like a $30 part. Might as well just get it done. All right, time for the cabin air filter. Just take off a couple of covers here and we have this loose panel, and what in the world? It looks like, yeah, we definitely got to replace this. Some guy had a little home in here. There's little bits of poop in here. Mechanic wanted $450 to do that. Fun. So the brakes are coming along nicely. We've done the cabin air filter and the air intake filter. Now let's start getting to work on the AOS. And to do that, we have to take off the panel behind the seats. That is a thickly padded bit of carpeting. Ooh,
really well.
That was perfect.
I know. All right, now the hard part.
You mean the fun part? This is why they wanted $1,000 for this job?
$1,000?
If not more. Here, wait.
A guy did it.
Let's get this hose out to the side here. You might be able to come through.
Let's move that. She's coming.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go.
Now, guide me back in.
I think, yeah, going in that direction. Hang on.
Now, the hose has to hook up here so it just goes.
Yeah.
There, like this.
Goes in like, yeah. Ha ha ha.
Let me see the outside bolt first. All right, now the hard one with my magnet on a stick and my double extensions.
It's pretty.
I can screw it in with this.
Yeah, you can get it threaded.
That's all there is to it.
Wow.
How much? $1,000?
$1,000 they wanted. That wasn't too bad.
No, that wasn't bad at all.
I say from the sidelines. Next, it's time for the oil change, but first, an unexpected issue.
No! I knew this was going to be an issue. Should have gotten the damn tool. We can go buy it real quick.
We got the part!
I'm just going to leave it on so it doesn't drip on us.
That's gonna go for a while.
Yeah, and guess what? It came out. Somehow it got here and went outside the can.
Womp womp.
That went down my hand.
So it went all the way from there, down your hand to there.
Yep.
A series of unfortunate events. But honestly, apart from that small oil spill, things had gone really smoothly. This is gonna take a long time. All right, this thing uses a ton of oil. What was that, 7.5 liters? What I didn't count on was how long it would take to warm up the engine before we could actually check the oil with this stupid digital gauge cluster. Why does it say it's not warmed up? How is that not warmed up? Okay, I think it's finally ready. Here we go. And now it only takes 4 seconds. All right, we're full. All right, yay, job done. After all that waiting. With that all set, it's time for a test drive and to wear the coating off the brake rotors. We gotta wear in the brakes, so 5 moderate stops. We'll go 35. All right. All right, let's do 1. You can already feel it wearing off. All right. Feeling quite good. All right, they almost feel normal now.
Yep.
Do 1 more. Random people, don't worry about us. All right, we're good. I'm a happy camper. I'm a happy camper. The brakes feel great. And they're not squeaking either.
Good.
Sport Plus.
Yeah.
The shifts become really fast now.
Oh boy.
Right?
Alright, there we go.
A successful day. What was that, like 6-7 hours?
6, yeah, we started around 1:30 or 2.
1:30, 8:30 now. That's not bad at all.
No.
That was a full service. Saved gosh, multiple thousands of dollars.
Especially on that AOS. That was a simple job, I'll tell you that.
That was a simple job. Can't believe they wanted $1,000. So a long day's work getting all of those maintenance items taken care of, but absolutely worth it because I saved a boatload of money, and honestly, all of those were fairly straightforward jobs. A big thanks to Colin for showing me how to do that and giving me space to do it, because I've always lived in apartment buildings and never really had room to get a car up on jack stands before. So the big question is, how much money did I save? I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I was quoted around $4,500. Probably after taxes, by the time I'm out the door, it would have been closer to $5,000 to address everything that we did today. So let's go through the list. How much did it cost to do all of these maintenance tasks? Well, I spent $30 on caliper bolts. I spent $477 on the front brake kits and $456 on the rear brakes. Then a cabin air filter, that was 15 bucks. Then $120 for the air oil separator and $128 for the oil change kit, which came with the filter and all of the oil that we use. So the grand total was $1,235.77 with tax and shipping and everything. So we went from nearly $5,000 to 1,200 bucks just by doing it ourselves. And yeah, it was dirty and it took a whole day, but we saved nearly $4,000. I think that's worth the trade-off, in my opinion. And to be fair, there are some jobs that I definitely would not attempt to do myself as a novice. A couple months ago, I had to replace the power steering pump, and that involves dropping the rear axle. I was not about to attempt that. In that case, it's absolutely worth taking it to a shop. But I was quoted $400 to replace that air filter, which cost me $15 and took literally 4 minutes to complete. So I'm absolutely in favor of going to a mechanic for some major jobs that need serious professional attention. But for stuff like this, it's really not that hard to do yourself, and you can save a ton of money by not paying someone else to do it for you. So hopefully this video can provide you guys with some motivation if you're looking to buy a used Porsche and you're afraid of the high maintenance costs. You can at least mitigate some of that by doing stuff like this yourself. Although I think it would probably be worth making a larger video talking about my complete ownership costs for this vehicle over the year that I've had it, because there were some pretty nasty surprises along the way. Let me know in the comments below if you want to hear all about that. But I hope that this video has given you some inspiration, and of course, I will see you in the next one.